Guys, it's me. I'm back. What's up, party people? We're like, man, come on. All right, this show is taking a turn for the. Oh. Welcome to the best episode of MONSTERBASS Live that you've ever tuned into. I have my best friend Abe here, who's my new co-host.
Hello.
Abe, say hi.
Hi.
All right, so Abe and I were just talking about what kind of show we're gonna have, and we've been battling back and forth, and ultimately he won, and. So now not only do I have to give him my Wi-Fi password, I've got to let him host the show. So I'm going to give you the headphones and the microphone, and you can talk about whatever you want for the next hour and a half, okay?
What?
Yeah, it's true.
We never agreed to this.
What? No. We agreed to it.
Oh, I'm so confused.
All right, fine. I'll do this show. You go hang out on the couch.
I might help.
All right, I'll call you in a little bit, and you can help, okay? You know how to read? You sure?
I'm a fourth grade.
Oh, he's in fourth grade, guys. We're in good hands. Okay. So we got a great show for you today, and thanks for humoring me a little bit at the start of the show. We're gonna go through the trophy room. We're gonna get an update from when I can't even speak it.
Get a better one, like one that actually has a microphone.
Okay, now you need to let me do the show.
Hey. Come on.
No, it's okay. It's all good. He's trying to take over. I get it. You give someone a little bit of power and it goes to their head. But we're going to go through the trophy room. We're going to give you an update for Windy Wednesday. Raphie's going to come in and give you an update on all things Grande bass. And we're going to talk about selling monster bass because, might need to sell it. We're going to go through this month's box and take some calls about the baits because I'd love your input on how we should be fishing these baits. And we got a show special for you back in stock. I don't know what you guys are doing, but the new Ragnars, I can't even, whatever. Yeah. Anyways, it's right here. The new Ragnars, all new for 2024. We sold out of the 3 new colors in the very first hour when I put them live last time and showed you. I just got them back in today, so it's a back in stock. I'm going to hook you guys up with a show special, and we'll go from there. But first, I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to celebrate some of your catches. And actually, I'm excited to celebrate all of your catches. But to be honest with you, I'm only celebrating the ones that you send in. And if you don't send them in, here's your opportunity. Trophy room is over at monsterbass.com/PB. Upload your catch. If we use it, we'll hook you up. We'll give you something to say thank you and to celebrate. And it doesn't have to just be your PB. It could just be the catch from this weekend that you're really proud of. So head over to monsterbass.com/PB. Upload your pick. It's a good starting point. And hopefully from there, we're going to catch some bigger fish. As always, my show is sponsored by Liquid Death. And unfortunately, my co-host, who was just here, took my last one and drank it. And not only did he drink it, but he crushed the can. So I can't even show it to you. So I'm just going to drink some coffee and say cheers to Liquid Death. And to you guys. All right. Let's head over to the trophy room and let's celebrate some big catches. First up today, Will Gassaway. This dude caught a 6-pound, 9-ounce bass on a jig. I mean, it's as big as him. And it's bigger than my PB. So let's move on. Next up from Dawson's Creek, Joshua Jackson. He actually caught this is a 7-pound, 4-ounce bass. He caught it on the Vibe Master, the blade bait from Monster Bass. So congratulations to him. He's actually getting something a little special since he caught it on a Monster Bass bait. I'm really proud of that. So good on you. Next up is Sean McGraw, 8 pounds, 9 ounces out of Arkansas on a jerk bait. All right, good stuff, good stuff. And next up from Arizona on a Carolina rig, Scott Bradley, with a 9-pound, 8-ounce fish. Now, if you guys land a 9-pound, 8-ounce fish, are you guys upset that like you were so close to double digits but just didn't quite get there? I don't know. I don't know if that would start to set in. Yeah, I know. I saw that. I'm assuming it's a typo though. All right, and then last but not least, John Stephanie, 7 pounds, 8 ounces. 7 pounds, 8 ounces on a chatterbait out of South Carolina. So there you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, yeah, we do have a great show for you. And you know, as always, Raphie's in there, man in the chat. How you doing, Raphie?
Great.
Can we see him or no?
No, we got the...
Oh. Gotcha. All right. Well, we can't see Raphie, but I can because he's on the other side of the room. And I see my co-host Abesaurus Rex. He's hanging out with the dogs, and Fixie's here. And Chris is fishing Windy Wednesday. Thank you, Raphie. And we're gonna go see him in just a little bit. Hopefully, he is like knocking it out of the park. But like I said, when we kicked off the show, we've got the new Ragnar 3.0 is back in stock. We've got 3 baits, 2 new colors, 1 limited edition. New for this year, we got a chrome. I don't know if you can see it. This is purple haze. It's got some gold on the bottom, some purple on the top. It's sick. And then we've got Orange Julius. I mean, I think I'm doing a horrible job here. There you go. So that's Orange Julius, Purple Haze, and Chrome. There you go. And the show special is the code is you can go to monsterbass.com/Ragnar. And you can get any one of these during the show. Buy one, get one 50% off by using code LIVE515. So 515 will hook you up with buy one, get one 50% off. These baits are all just back in stock. Any of the Ragnars on the site, you can get it 50%. So there you go. This is a 4.78 top water, 3 trebles, mustad short shank, triple grips, and yeah, there you go. I mean, these didn't last very long last time. They were sold out. That one's new. It's chrome. It's got a chartreuse mouth. It's great for walking the dog top water this time of year. And according to every website on the planet, it's great for forward facing sonar. So anyway, all right, moving on. Let's you know what? Let's see if we can't get Chris. I'd love to see how he's doing out there on the Delta, and see if we can't see him catching some fish. So, meanwhile, while we're checking, I'm gonna look on the chat. Let's see who's on there. We got Mongo Fishing, looking sexier than ever with his beard. Who else? T-Rex Heartbreaker is not fishing for a couple weeks. He's in training for the Octagon. I believe he's going to be going against the People's Champion. I could be wrong. Let's see. Is that Chris?
Yes. That's it. Hey, we're here. We're live.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, we're fishing the Delta today. Got the Windy Wednesday, and we got the live action. We got headphones, so I think we might be able to make this. We got 3 in the live well.
Oof.
We're looking to upgrade. So far, so good.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you might be the best dressed angler in the tournament. You don't look like NASCAR threw up on you.
No, it's like I got Vance is fishing. It's a collaboration with Fishing Shirts and Wranglers. You got to look good to play good. So
yeah, for sure. For sure. So what are you throwing right now?
So right now I got the Donkey Slayer, oversized bladed jig. John was on the show a while ago, and I'll show it to you. We've got the ever new favorite of mine. So chartreuse look, on there, the airtail on the back end. So
Yeah.
gorgeous looking bait, throws a lot of water. It looks like a wrecking ball back behind that blade, and it makes these fish crazy. So Delta right now, we've got the tide going out. So all these fish are like in a panic to get some food before they die.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the Great American Toilet Flush. So all of California's water unplugged, Delta's dropping. So this is the time to chuck and wind and see what you can find. And then if we find some grass, we'll start punching a little later. So we get to fish until about 8 o'clock. So
Nice.
Good.
How much we got in the live well? You said 3. What are we weighing it?
Not good. I mean, I think John caught 2 like within forecast. I caught 1, and I mean our best is probably a couple pounds. So we want to put at least 15 pounds to the scales. We got I think about 12 last week, and we were in maybe 8th place. But our goal is always 20 out here. So 20.
Really?
It's a dirty 30 on the Delta. So good bags. You get 30 pounds out here for sure. There's some monsters, but if we could get 20, we'd be more than happy. I mean, get 15, we're jumping up and down, but we're kind of, I don't know, we want big fish, so we're going for 20.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, did you say it's windy?
How's it cleared? I was gonna say, how is the sound? Because it's pretty windy. Like,
Yeah,
it's Windy Wednesday.
Yeah, it's pretty windy.
Yeah, and it comes and goes, and so right now the stretch where we're fishing, it's pretty windy, but it should calm down a bit. And no, it's a good day so far. We got here first week. I know we were going to be on the show. The boat broke, and then last week the tripod took a dump in the water with a ram mount camera holder, and so we've had to figure this out as we go. So we got it.
All right, so how many boats are in this tournament?
Probably today it looked like about 50 to 60. I mean, they get anywhere from 30 to 60 boats. They got a permit. I don't know exact numbers, but it's a Wednesday night buy-in. The guy that parked behind us, Phil, he just won Bass Angler Magazine's Delta event. He's a heavy hitter out here. He wins a lot of tournaments in the Delta, so he was parked right behind us at check-in. And so there's you do well on Windy Wednesday. They're the big boys out here, so it's not something you can just show up and pretend. You've got to definitely produce.
All right, and if you win, what do you win?
Normally $1,000 to $2,000 depends on the pot. So it's just straight payout cash, and they put on a good program. The guy's been doing it for years and years, and I think I mentioned before. I mean, you'll get like the likes of Ish Monroe if he's in town, whatever. Whoever isn't out on tour somewhere, the Delta is where the magic happens in California. So this is the home of the big ones. So that's why we like to come out and just see what we got. And,
Yeah.
John's like I would say a 20-year veteran fishing in these waters, and I think he's won over like 30 events. So I'm just riding his coattails. I'm just like, put us on some fish, put me in some good water, and see what we can do. So that's kind of the plan tonight.
Do you have forward-facing sonar?
No, we fish blind. We're dirty Delta fishermen, so we're hucking into the grass, no sonar. We know the tide's going out, so you got to catch your window. The bite windows are really short here, and so we don't feel like sonar's doing us a whole lot. But did you see that video I posted? Because I went out last night and I was kind of pitching around in the water with that airtail on a punch bait setup, and
Yeah.
I just can't stop talking about these things. I've got them. I'm fishing them probably more unorthodox. Maybe that's the California guy in me, but on the back end of a bladed jig and now punching with it, these things they're incredible. And so today we're adding that glass bead in the back end, and those things make some noise. So I mean, I don't know if Raphie's on the show. Can we talk about Grande bass? But so far, so good.
Nice.
Yeah, these things they're bringing in some fish.
I love that. I love it.
We're hoping we get some big ones. Well, I mean, out here you just kind of go through colors, and you see John's first fish came on like a black and red. I got one on the white.
Okay.
So if we can get to where we can establish a pattern, then we both start throwing the same thing. But for now, we just keep mixing it up till we find some good fish.
Yeah, that is some dirty water.
It's dirty. It's the problem with the Delta. I don't know if you can see behind me, but like everything is super juicy looking. It all looks fishy. It's pretty murky compared to last week. But you got a weed line that's out here about 20 feet from the edge.
Okay.
And so the fish they'll pull up on the shoreline, and so we're throwing shallow up to that weed bed, and you can pull some out of the weed beds as well. So it works out pretty good. Where we got fish in a couple spots, and then we'll actually go back and maybe punch some of that cover as the water drops down. But we'll see.
Nice.
So
I love that. Yeah. I love that.
So what's new in your world? I know we're live and we're chatting, but what do we got on board? Did you have some good donkeys? I was looking in at the leaderboard on the big fish today. I know we checked in on that, but what else you got on the show that we could chat about?
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about, we're going to get an update from Raphie on some Grande bass stuff.
All
We're
right.
going to have to figure out how. We'll probably turn the camera around and we'll do something, or maybe Raphie will come over and sit in my chair and give an update, because I think it's important to talk about last week's VIP program that he launched and all that good stuff. We're going to walk through this month's box and take some calls, because I do want to talk about some of the baits that are in the box and specific to how people would be fishing them.
Awesome.
And then I can't get into it just yet, but we are going to talk about selling the company. I can't believe we're doing this.
I love
It's,
it.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting week. Like, you know, we went from it seems like GSM just never stops trying to buy companies.
So is there an offer from GSM to you? Is that what's happening?
Well, no,
Can we get into that yet?
I can't get into that yet, but you know, they just bought Dobbins. They just bought Mid-America Rods. They are on a shopping spree, and it's pretty safe to say that it's really funded well by the hunting side of their business. Because I mean, clearly, that hunting side was making a lot of money, or they're just, you know, they are just stacked with cash.
Or they're flexing on the fishing world. So
For sure.
I mean, there's a lot when you got optics on rifles and different things that are $10,000 by Swarovski. That's a whole lot of fishing gear. So
Totally.
no, it's all good.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm excited to hear the news and see what's going on, and I think be fun to see the VIP. I think the VIP sell out for the people on the email. Like
I think so. It happened pretty quick. I know that even to this day, he's still getting emails from people. So I don't know.
Yeah. No,
But,
I already have my wish list. He's going to be getting some emails from people for sure, because I have some buddies that they're checking out the fish I'm catching and watching the way that bait works, and then adding that rattle in the back end of that whole line of baits is pretty incredible. So
Yeah.
I think that's
we just placed a big order for rattles, so they're going to come in shortly. Until then, I've literally been pushing them to one of our retailers that has glass rattles, and letting them sell our competitors' rattles, because I just think rattles are important, and if we can support one of our retailers, let's just do it. It's all going to work out in the end.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, you get people wanting them, they're catching fish. It's all good. That's great.
Totally.
Very cool.
So,
right.
are we keeping you in the background in case you catch a behemoth?
Now, I'm live. I got the buds in. So John hooked me up with the AirPod Pros. So I can just play on. I can commentate, whatever. And if we get something, I'll be screaming for Fix to bring me on. We'll show you a big Delta fish. So that's the plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
If you want to take over the screen, I'm in the peanut gallery. So he may mute me. I try to be PG, do my job, but if we catch something big, you know, I apologize already for what might come out of my mouth.
Well, it's all good. It's all good. Let's talk a little bit about. I'm gonna have to take over the screen for a minute, Chris, because I got to put something up there. But we'll be back to you in a minute. So, you know, the topic today was talking about, should I sell monster bass? And it's true. We've had companies inquire about both investing in the company and buying the company outright. You know, over the course of the 4 years, we have received investment in the company, and you know, my VC that invested in the company is the folks behind Dollar Shave Club. They're the folks behind Prey.com. They're the folks behind Liquid Death. They're the folks, I mean, they're behind some of the biggest consumer packaged good companies that there are. There's Final Boss Sour. There's a few things. And Fix just sent me something as if I'm going to be able to give you my credit card right now, Fixie. How could I give it to you right now? All right. Okay. So yeah, in terms of selling the company, let me read something to you before I do this, because I'm required to. No money or other consideration is being solicited, and if sent in response will not be accepted. No offer to buy the securities can be accepted. No part of the purchase price can be received until the offering statement is filed, and only through an intermediary's platform. An indication of interest involves no obligation or commitment of any kind. Reserving securities is simply an indication of interest. I'm required by the SEC to say all that, and so you can pull that off the screen if you want, I think, Fixie. We talked about this before, and rather than sell the company outright, we've decided to explore the path of selling pieces of the company, and we may or may not give you that opportunity. And so if you'd like to learn more about this, you can go to monsterbass.com/invest. You can go to the homepage, and there's an invest button in the navigation, and you just fill out the form, put in your information. It'll let us know that you're interested. And what we're exploring right now, and hope to be announcing shortly, is that we're going to make available opportunities for you to own a piece of the company. And so if you're interested in learning more about coming on board in a different type of capacity, what that's all involved with, just head over to monsterbass.com/invest. It's, you don't have to be a professional investor. You can get started for as little as like a couple $100. Once we figure out the final plan, you're going to be able to learn more. And we're going to bring you in on and give you that opportunity to sit alongside me as an owner in the company. We look at it as an opportunity to bring the community in closer. We look at it as an opportunity to keep it as angler owned as opposed to just bringing in big corporations. And I feel like that might be the right way to go about doing this. And so we're gonna do a show all about this. We're gonna get really, really specific another time. But I will go back and split the screen with Chris since he's online, and if he wants to ask me questions about this, I'm more than happy to answer any of them that I can. There's all sorts of weird rules around the things I can and can't say, and
understood. But I'm gonna ask you all the weird questions. That's why.
Okay, go ahead.
No, so excitement, like people are like, oh, what do I do? How do I get involved? What does it mean? Obviously, we can't answer all those details, and you don't have them all worked out. But with your idea, are you looking for a limited amount of people to try to bring them in for their opinion-based, or are you looking for people solely for their financial support? I think that's my first question when I hear of an opportunity, because I think you've always done a great job, and I think unique in the fishing industry where you ask for the public's input. And is this an opportunity for somebody, like, do they get more of a voice as they buy, or is it just an opportunity to put some money on the table and be involved financially?
Yeah, so we're working out a couple different scenarios. Again, none of this is finalized, but like, obviously the person that, invests $200 may not get the same say as someone that invests $100,000. And we're working on.
So you don't get a personal bait when you say, hey, here's $100. I want a custom bait.
Yeah.
So that's
but
that makes sense. And that,
but there'll be some things built into it so that should you choose to do this, there's different packages of things that you'll be able to receive. And one of the things I am committed to doing is that we will have a call a couple times a year. Where we get everyone's feedback, whether it's through the form of a survey or whether it's a form of a Zoom where we're asking very specific questions. I think it's important that we get some feedback from anyone that's involved, and take it for what it is.
That's cool. No, I think that's kind of this extra buy-in from anglers, owned by anglers, for anglers. I think that's a really unique piece rather than you just see so many companies come in and they're buying up the whole world. And the hard part is financially, it makes a whole lot more sense because they don't have to run every leveraged leg profitable. And that's the thing is they can try and risk and do all these extra things. You've moved yourself around where you have obviously a great box that goes out, and then you've diversified so much with the rods and the baits, the hard baits, and now the soft bait line, and then to bring in potentially some capital and some folks. What can I ask? Because I mean, these are the fun questions that go through my brain. What is next on MONSTERBASS? You mentioned still shopping.
Yeah.
What is the dream? What's the dream of the next this outdoor channel, MONSTERBASS? What's the next item to plug a hole? What's the void you think you need to go shop for?
We are definitely shopping, evaluating a couple other brands in the fishing space. We are evaluating a couple other brands that complement the space that we're in. So it may not be fishing, but it's complementary in terms of, you may be in fishing, camping, hunting, in the outdoor recreation space.
Outdoor playground, that's what it's about.
So, yeah.
Awesome. All right. No,
yeah, I think right now we're looking at a couple. I mean, the big component to this is, do they have a retail component? Because I think, the idea of acquiring a brand that doesn't have a retail footprint, for me, it's less attractive than just a brand that has a great product. Because there's a lot of brands that have great products, but you still need to sell it.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Just adding something. I mean, you obviously have pretty good distribution. You got some of the key pieces, and I think that was one thing that, I wasn't able to talk a lot about it, but even the Grande Bass show, to complement somebody that's manufacturing something, and then they're doing a good job making a product, and then you actually have the distribution figured out to put it in people's hands.
Yeah.
That's the perfect partnership. So I think that's neat. And that's, you can shop from that realm to start filling some voids and see what else you can complement the line. So that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to buy a company that makes frogs. I'll just put that out there, because
you've had a lot of fun trying to make them right? And that's one thing I could say is you're not one to put out a product that you don't believe in. I think that's important for the the followers, fans, and the community. It's like,
for sure,
if you're not loving it, you're not going to put it in the market.
Yeah.
What has been the worst product? Do you have a wall of shame from the boxes?
I do.
There's a couple fun frogs. Was it like the Christmas frog a little bit ago? Not to bring up sore subjects, but
so there are
two
two products that I'm not very happy about putting in the box. One was the Mustad Scatter Shad. Yeah. That was their take on the bladed jig, and that thing was all over the map. And then number two was there was a company called Fat Bastard Frogs, and they had a frog called Christmas Party. I think it was called Christmas Party Gone Wrong, or Christmas something like that.
It was so bad.
And we threw the frogs in the pool. They were fine. They didn't submerge. They didn't take on water. But sure enough, we had just gotten maybe the one that worked, because their QA process or whatever they did just wasn't great. And so, one out of every 4 frogs or something would just sink. And it was impossible for us to know. So, and, that was when I was trying to support small businesses.
You get a couple samples, you fish it.
Yeah. So, yeah, those are my bad ones. And then, Gramps had to take one of those out and try and fish with it. And so, yeah.
Didn't work out. No, so Fat Bastard's not on the chopping blocks of the first purchase, so that's good.
Yeah, I would not be buying I love the name. I thought I was like, oh my god, it's such a funny name.
The name is incredible. Yeah.
Right, you could do something with it, but sadly, they didn't have the product to back it up, so that won't be happening. Yeah. So if someone's asking if you've caught anything yet.
Oh, that's good. Three before we got on the show. Honestly, it was the first 15 minutes of the tournament. They sent us off today, 2:30. We went on a little boat ride to get in the secrets for windy, and now it's just putting the bait in the water. That's fishing. And so as you hear the wind, it's actually picking up in this corridor we're on, which is really good for a reaction bite. So
Nice. Here you go, Fix. All right.
this is.
Oh, you're cutting out. I think we've got you, but then we lost you.
I think I get paused. I get hung up. Can you hear me even though I'm frozen on the screen?
Fixie. I think I can hear Chris like every other word. Okay, let's take back the screen. We'll go back to Chris in a little bit. I would love to take a phone call. If you've got questions about, hey, there's Raphie. That was exciting. All right, if you've got questions, let's open the phone lines. If you've got a question for me, I'll try and answer it about the potential opportunity that we're exploring to invest in MONSTERBASS. I'm happy to try and answer it. My suggestion is if you've ever thought about this before, just to head over to the website, fill out the form. It's going to build a custom list, and I'm going to know that you're interested. I'm going to send you out some information probably in the next 14 days, and we're going to make that available for everybody here. And I'll have some bonuses in there so that you invest X, you also get some Y. So, you might get some lunker steaks. You might get some free subscriptions. You might get invest enough. We're going to fly you down to LA. We're going to take you out to dinner. We're going to go fishing. We're going to do some fun stuff. I got to finalize all those details. Again, if this all comes to play. I've always got a caveat with if, because there's no guarantee. Rules, lots of rules. Okay. Is the phone line on the screen? Yeah, let's put it up. I'd love to. Forward-facing sonar. I think I get asked every day what my opinion of forward-facing sonar is. It comes up in every random conversation. I'll be honest. I've got the same opinion as I do about, I don't know. I mean, it's forward-facing sonar. Who cares? It shouldn't dominate our lives. Moving on. Someone wants different stickers. Yes, absolutely. In fact, I could show you one of the stickers. I could show you the next two stickers. Let me see if I can do this. Do you guys want to see one? Let me see. Wow, that's a bit rough. Here it is. Here's one of my stickers. Let's see if we can do this. I don't know if this will work. Oh, hold on. Who can tell me what that is? All right, that's one of the stickers. That's compliments of Bob Burns. Bob Burns wrote in and told me that we should do this, and I was like, that's interesting. I'm down. Yeah, could be. We need a T-Rex sticker. Do we? Do we really? All right, I'll tell you what. Can we put up a survey on the chat of whether or not we need a T-Rex sticker? And if we do, if the vote turns out that we need a T-Rex sticker, I'll put a T-Rex sticker in the box. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. And why Monster Bass? Why again? I don't understand. Thanks. I have like 5 of every sticker in my fridge with the Monster Bass for a long time. Yeah, because I'm a bait company, not a sticker company. I mean, I'm not trying to design stickers. We're not 12. I'm trying to just, design the best boxes and the best baits I possibly can. Let's get a chat. Oh, God. Let's see. Do we need a T-Rex sticker? It's in the chat right now as well. The phone lines are open, 323-210-4180. And as always, thank you so much. When you hit the thumbs up, it lets me know you guys like what we're doing. And we're going to take our first call in a minute. But I do need to see where we're at. So far... Okay, so I feel a little better. I was getting nervous. I was like, oh no, if we put this up there and people say, heck no, what if T-Rex was watching? I mean, he might form a complex the way that I do because we got like 800 people on the show and like 4 likes. It's utter nonsense. Chris Wilson Fishing, you're not wrong, but at the same time, I'm not promising you custom stickers. I just throw it in. I don't tell anyone that they're getting a custom sticker. It's all about branding. So, I'm just putting in a sticker. T-Rex is voting. Oh, T-Rex is watching. I'm saving all my stickers for... Heck yeah, come on. All right. CMO, everybody vote. Did we vote? What's the final verdict? Final verdict is heck yes, with only 36 votes. Although, I'm not saying no. All right, it's not bad. I'm down with that. Okay. I'd like to take a quick call, and then we want to head over to Raphie and get an update on the Grande Bass VIP program. So let's take the first call. You can do it. Go ahead, caller. Where are you from and what's your PB?
I am from Fredericksburg, Virginia. My PB is about 5.67.
Now, when you say about,
how's that?
does that mean it was like a 3-something and you just rounded it up to 5.67?
No, it was 5.67, but I caught bigger and haven't weighed them.
Guess it never happened.
Yeah.
So is this Marty Lawson?
It is.
Hello, sir.
It is, sir.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. It's been a while since I've been able to watch. I've traveled out to California, and then I traveled down to Alabama, and I haven't been able to watch the show, but obviously I watch afterwards.
Yeah.
And, so I saw the title of the show, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Is this really going to happen?
Yeah.
But, I think whatever is in the best interest of the company as a whole, I see a lot of people in the chat saying, if Rick sells the company, things are going to change. Well, of course things would change, but
maybe for the better.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, a lot of people get afraid of these big companies coming in and just messing everything up. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure you've heard that. And I think that's kind of where a lot of people in the chat are at. That, hey, this is a great thing we got going on here. We got a lot of good people, and you've always been doing a great job. And people are afraid that if you try and fix it, you're going to break it.
Yeah.
So I think for all your listeners and people that watch the show afterwards and things like that, I think the biggest thing you could do, Rick, is give assurances that, we want to keep this in the fishermen's hands. We want to continue to do the good things that we do. But, people would miss the chat if you don't do the chat anymore.
Sure.
Because, you got great following in the chat every Wednesday.
I don't know. I feel like we get like 4 likes. We got like 4 likes. That's why I still have a therapist.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I told everyone to smash the like button. So come on,
Okay.
everyone smash the thumbs up button.
Yeah.
Make Rick happy.
Yeah.
But you know, I just think there's concerns from your listeners out there, and I think, like you said, you're going to do a show all about it in maybe a couple of weeks, and I think you're going to get a lot of attention there. And you know,
I can address your concerns right now,
good
though.
or bad.
But I can address your concerns right
What's
now.
that?
I'll address all the concerns right now.
Well,
unless I sold the company and I didn't have the controlling stake, which I have no interest. I have told every single company, every single investment firm that's come my way that's offered to buy the company, I've said no. And I'm not looking for investment to take that away from me. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for people to come in, help be a part of it so that we can grow the company at a different scale and at a different pace than what we are today. Right? And I'm not looking to step aside from what I'm doing. I'm not looking to do anything other than continue to do what we're doing, but do it at a different level of scalability.
Okay. Well, you know, I think that really helps. You know, alleviate the concerns of your loyal following, you know, the Monster Bass family. And I think that's really important to a lot of people. And as long as you're able to give the assurances that, hey, you are going to be, you know, numero uno, no matter what, that, you know, nothing's going to change unless you decide to change it. And then we can all come down on you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. I got 2 things for you, Rick.
All right.
You know, I rewatched the shows, and T-Rex put out something. One is, hey, how about Monster Bass Cares T-shirt or something? That was one thing that came out. And the other thing is, you know, I love all the Monster Bass hats. I have a ton of them. I have all this stuff here. But when you're bald like me and you don't have much hair on the top of your head, if you go out fishing with one of those trucker caps, you come home and my wife laughs at me because it looks like I got all these freckles all over my head.
Okay.
So can you make a, you know, they call them a slouch hat, right? It's material all the way back instead of the webbing. So us bald guys don't get our heads burned.
I understand. I believe they're called a I believe they're called a granddad hat.
Well, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. I mean, it'd be great to have something that could cover my noggin because, you know, I can't burn what I have left up there.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah,
and I will make sure that happens. What's your next question?
Well, my next question. I don't think I had another question. I had the thing about a Monster Bass Cares T-shirt.
Okay.
The hat. Oh, hey, I saw Kaplan. Yeah.
You know, this is
Kaplan
my
Cap
show.
was on.
This is my show, right?
I know.
You're taking over.
Well, yeah, but come on, give me a second.
Okay.
All right. Chaplain Cap was in the chat. He's talking about, you know, fishing tournaments to help PTSD. I really need him to get a hold of me. You know, send him my way so that we can hook him up with some Monster Bass Care stuff. And again, anyone in the chat, Monster Bass Care supports our military veterans, first responders, and we send them stuff for free for tournaments. So please let me know. Give me a call.
I would like to let you know something
you,
as well. Do me a favor. Why don't you put your contact info or the preferred method of contact in the chat so that anyone watching this that might have a veteran event or something that we could support, they'll know how to get a hold of you.
I've done that several times.
All right,
sir.
fine. You know what? I'll take care of this. Let me give that. I'm going to give everybody your cell phone number. Hold on a second.
Okay. Go ahead. I always answer my phone too.
No, I'm only kidding. I'm not going to do that.
I am.
No, I just put my email.
I won't do that to you.
I put my email in the chat.
Okay, there you go. Good stuff. All right, Marty Lawson. I'm going to make your dreams come true, so thank you.
All right, buddy. Hey, you already have. You're doing great things, so thank you very much.
You're very
Appreciate
welcome.
everything you do for us.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, buddy.
All right,
Later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I got to be honest. I just saw, out of the corner of my eye, I saw two things. Maxpedition Dad, first time watching live, some feedback, love the clear bags, nice to put themes together for Out on the Water. Keep it up. Thank you. Normally we'd have a different show, but this time we're doing something a little bit different, so I encourage you to tune in a few times. And then somebody said something. There were two other comments. Blind Eye Fishing said, like I said before, controlling interest in selling shares or a portion doesn't change who runs the company. It 100% does change. Controlling interest makes all the decisions. At the end of the day, if I've got 51% of the company, I can pretty much do anything that I want. And there's no VC on the planet that they can give me suggestions, or an investor can give me suggestions. But at the end of the day, every vote gets controlled by me. So if I own 51%. So I'm not quite sure what that one meant. And then last but not least, Lone Wolf 2873 has the best comment of the day so far. We actually don't have a good following here. With all the subscription boxes sold every month, why aren't they here? That's a really good question. It's a really good question. I'd love to know what you think. Like, if you can call in, you can tell me. Or put it in the chat, tell me. Meanwhile, we're going to go to take this next call. And then we're going to go to Raphie for a quick Grande Bass update. But right now, let's hit the phone lines. Go ahead, caller. Where are you from and what's your PB? Hello? Hello?
Hey, Rick. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Who's this?
This is Chaplain Cap from Tro Outdoors.
How you doing, man?
I just heard Marty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good, Rick. It's always good to see you and Raphie and all the group on here.
Even Raphie?
Before I didn't see Raphie, but I saw him pop up on the screen a while ago.
Yeah, you're welcome. I did that on purpose.
First of all, as far as your company goes, I've got a saying that I tell all my veterans that do our tournaments, that sometimes you got to let go to win. And sometimes you got to let go to win. So letting go of 48% or whatever the lower percentage of your company is could be the best thing in the world for you and the company, because it could grow exponentially. And so it's kind of exciting. I wish I had the kind of money to invest in, but I don't. I'm just a chaplain. Yeah. But really, the reason why I wanted to call in is because I cannot, and I've said it a couple of times on chat, inside the chat, but I want to tell you guys, the Grande Bass Airtail, it was a blast throwing this weekend. My partner and I got second in a big bass tournament, and nice. I caught some of my fish in the back of the boat, and I was throwing it on a chatterbait and a shaky head, and I've been telling everybody all week, and I'm part of the VIP thing, and I'm super excited about what you guys are going to do with that company. But so I can't talk enough about that.
Thank you.
But I'm glad you guys made that huge decision. But Marty just mentioned me. And if Marty's still listening or whatever, I will contact you probably first thing tomorrow morning, Marty. I appreciate you reaching out again. But anyway, Rick,
yes,
keep up the good work, man. You guys are doing so good. I don't know why more people aren't following the chat every week, but they really need to, because they miss out on a lot of really awesome stuff, and the community here is incredible. And I'm just going to keep putting a post up on Monster Nation about the Grande Bass, and I'm gonna make Raphie happy. But anyway,
well,
I won't say anything else.
Before you go, why don't I bring on Raphie and you can say it directly to him? I mean,
All right.
let's do it. Hello, Raphie.
Hello. I'm happy.
Chaplain Cap here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Chaplain Cap also.
hey, Raphie.
Hey, by the way, congratulations, because you were one of the first sign-ups to the Grande Pass secret VIP club. So good on you for that, and thank you for all of your kind words, both on air and off air. I appreciate it.
You're absolutely welcome, man. When you believe in a company, I believe in Monster Bass, and I believe in anything you guys do. So I'm gonna support y'all in every way I ever can. I know you guys already know this, but I get a subscription to your box that I don't even use. I give my subscription away to a veteran in a tournament every time we have a tournament. But I love your products. I love what you do. And Raphie, man, I can't tell you how excited I am for you and the push on the new adventure, and I'm glad that I'm part of it. I'm glad that I was able to get in that top numbers and be inside your 50, and I hope I make you proud. I really do.
Well, I got to tell you already have. So I really, really appreciate it. And I think I've seen you post also on Instagram on our behalf. So thank you for that as well.
Yeah, I do that all the time. I always put Monster Bass on pretty much everything that I do.
No. Monster Bass is dead to me. Grande Bass.
All right, Grande Bass is going on everything now, but I put Monster Bass and Grande Bass on everything that I do.
It's yeah. What's the expression? Like, you're only as tall as the people whose shoulders you stand on, and the fact that Rick put Grande Bass in in the box and has really been supportive. He's been propping me up and letting me come on the show here, and it's really exciting. I'm super appreciative, and I also want to take this opportunity to thank everybody who signed up for the Grande Bass Super Secret VIP. There have been a bunch of people who are upset.
Why are they upset?
Because they did not make the VIP. So some people actually said that they wanted to be a part of it within, and they were one of the first 50 responses. But by the time they emailed me their actual address, the list was closed. And I want to make sure that everyone knows that this is a fluid list. Like, it's capped at 50. I'm working with a really small budget here, but the expectation is that you guys will post, and we'll do a little something for you. You'll do a little something for us, and we'll build out this community. But we're also going to organically share the magic of Monster Bass, and some people I think will take the free baits and just kind of run, and that means that at the end of the month, they're going to get dropped, and there's going to be room for somebody else. So it's an ever evolving list. So if you missed it now, it doesn't mean you've missed it forever.
Love that.
Ooh, can I shameless plug? We're officially in Michigan. So Van Dam Warehouse has picked us up.
Love
and they are going to have product in their store and on their website. I would say in about a week, but we got an order in from them. And hi, Abe. And Abe's looking very excited about Grande Bass in the back.
Abe, you want to come on the show and talk about Grande Bass?
Or do you just want to tap me on the back and get my attention?
It's fine.
I got a live show here, bro. What do you want to do?
I'll go on it.
Well, you're actually literally on it.
Yeah, I'll stay on it because I finished my work.
You did?
Yeah.
You got your homework done?
Yeah.
All right, everyone. I want to introduce you guys to my kid. This is Abe.
Wait, your kid?
Yeah, that's how I traded Grande Bass.
Yeah.
That's how I got the company. I'm not qualified to run a company, Abe.
Yeah, surprise. We wanted to pick the right time to tell you, but Raphie is not your father.
Okay.
All right? Yeah.
I thought this was like
Abe, we have
fishing
Chaplain Cap
live
on the
show.
line for you for all the support you might need,
yeah.
because we're really not equipped to deal with this kind of depth on the show.
Okay, so what do you want to talk?
I'll be glad to help anytime.
Thank you.
To the show, and I'll get back with you in a little bit. Okay. All right.
All right, I'm gonna get this kid some ramen. So Fixie, why don't you take me off air? Cap, thank you for everything.
And congratulations to you, Raphie,
Absolutely, my friend.
for getting Van Dam Sports. Good work.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, all right, Chaplain Cap. Well, I appreciate your kind words as always, and of course, if there's anything that we can do to help you and any events that you're running, let us know, and make sure you get a hold of Marty Lawson.
Absolutely, Rick. You have a good night, okay?
Thank you. You too. Chaplain Cap, everyone. That was great. I love when that guy calls. I always feel better. It's kind of like I just finished like a therapy session. Like all this talk about therapy, you guys must just think I'm a whack job. I mean, I'm just totally messing around. All right. We've got another guy on the show or on the line. And before I get to him, no one's over there manning the bait box. So I would like to, how can I do this? I wanted to start talking about this month's box. Can you grab me those baits and I can just show something? Oh, all right. Okay, so we're going to talk about this month's box. I'm going to take 7 calls, 1 call per bait, and I'm just going to go in order of the calls. So whatever the bait is that Raphie's going to put up on the screen is a bait that's in one of this month's regions. And I selected these baits because for me, I'll be the first to admit I selected these baits, right? I didn't go to the team. I didn't go to all my little helpers that usually help. I put this one together because I felt like these were great baits for this time of year. Some of the brands hadn't been in the box since the very beginning. And I was really excited that some of them we were able to put together and make happen in this amount of time. So here's what I'm going to do. I need 6 people to call in right now. I'm going to take the next call. I'm going to give them 2 minutes. And we're going to talk about whatever bait it is that Raphie put in the box. And we're going to go from there. And all those 6 people are going to have an opportunity to win a prize pack that's sitting here. All right. The first bait in the box is from Bagley. I don't know what's going on with the video, but it looks like Raphie has Tourette's. Or the camera has Tourette's. All right. It kind of looks good. I mean, I can't see it. Okay. Let's take the call. Did we lose the caller? Where is he? Where is he?
I'm right here.
Oh, well. Hello, T-Rex.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I could be doing better.
Uh-oh. What's the matter?
You didn't get my text message?
Oh, no.
I had some lady, Mother's Day, when I was driving down the road, back her SUV into the side of my truck. So I'm going to be down for a couple of weeks.
So you going shopping and getting a new truck?
But the Bagley, I was coming back from fishing.
No, are you going to get a new truck?
No, they said they're going to be able to fix it.
Okay, amazing. Look at Raphie trying to work the camera angle and give us more light. He's trying. All right.
Yeah.
Well, so
I actually just got my bag. Good.
All right, T-Rex. This bait is in the box, in some of the boxes. It is the Bagley Twin Spin. It's a topwater bait with 2 props on it. Tell me where you're fishing this and what the setup would look like.
Well, I actually just got my bag at exactly 350 just in time to open it before the show started. And I actually have it in hand. It's size 7, 3-inch, 1/2 ounce, Pro Sunny.
Yeah.
Twin spin. Honestly, this would have to be like somewhere down by a rocky dam or somewhere where it's not going to get hung up too much, like sand, anything like that. Because there's really no protection for the hooks.
Yeah.
So if you're fishing in a shallow water, it's just going to dig into something and you're going to lose it. So you need to fish something like this in a safety area. If you're gonna throw it to where you're gonna just rip it fast and make it say more close to the top. Anywhere you're gonna see, spawning fish or fish that are just attacking on top of the water. I'm actually excited to throw this because I've been looking at this online actually. So I'm glad I got one.
I like it. I'm gonna make another version of this for a box later in the fall. Sorry, I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna order it. A different version, more of a flat-sided. It kind of looks like a lipless. It kind of looks like a lipless with two props on it. So a little smaller profile, and we're gonna see how that one works.
The only thing I don't like about the color pattern I got is awesome.
Okay.
But the only thing I don't like about this is the front hook I feel is going to be a little too long.
Okay.
I would maybe go with the little shorter stout hook.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, a lot of times when they're going to bite, they're going to hit the ass end anyway. So with this hook being as long as it is, I'm afraid that it's going to catch the prop in the front.
Yeah.
Or if you don't throw it right, it's going to catch the line because it does hang at least more than a quarter of the bait itself. It's a little too long.
Yeah. Yeah, I think depending on where in the country you're fishing right now, I mean, I would probably target like I would if I'm fishing beds or something, I'm throwing that thing on the other side of the bed and I'm bringing it across. And I'm going to pause it. I'm going to pause it right by the bed, and then I'm going to start it back up, and I'm just going to like wait and see if there's going to be any kind of reaction strike from it, or I'm going to be targeting like the weed lines, right? Like I know you said like that you want to make sure that you're not, there's nothing protecting it. But I think if you could target the weed lines and throw it horizontal to the weed lines, just off it a little bit, I think there's good potential for some bites there as well. So I that's probably where I'd be throwing it, but who am I?
You're the man.
Thanks. I think we can just end the show right there.
All right, well.
That was great. And cancel my
well,
therapy
you guys have a
session,
good one.
Raphie. T-Rex filled me up. T-Rex, I'm going to need a design from you for a sticker. I think we should go with something a little bit different because, these are new stickers, which means you'll get a few extras to sell in your store, but we'll make them. You got to incorporate the little...
I don't sell nothing. I give everything away.
Yeah, well, whatever. We're going to still give you some so you can make money and donate it to whatever charity you give it away to or do whatever it is that you do. But we're going to put them in the box, send them out to a bunch of people. We're going to give you some so you can hand them out. So just come up with you want the same design or you want to come up with a new design?
I think we should go with a T-Rex with a Monster Bass hat on and a Grande shirt on. Grande Bass, baby. There you go, Rocky.
You give it to me and we'll do it. Are you wiping your grubby little paws all over my couch? All right, you know what? You're not my kid. You're Raphie's kid now. Yeah. No, you should not come on. Not yet. Not until you've jumped in the pool twice. Yeah. No, you don't have to. All right. I'm done hazing the fourth grader. Although Abe and I are going for sushi sometime, we'll see. We got to fit it into his busy social calendar. He's a teenage heartthrob, so him fitting. You didn't. I did. These are my words. You don't have to pay attention to me. All right. Thanks, T-Rex. Let's take our next call. What do you mean we don't have one? Whoever said that was right. We don't have a following. All I did was ask for 6 people to call me. I can't even get one person.
I volunteer.
I don't understand. do we really just cancel the show? I mean, maybe we've gotten, I'm so confused. All right. I'll tell you what, let's pick a bait. You pick another bait, Raphie, put it up there, and we're going to go to Chris. I'm going to ask Chris how he would fish this double willow spinnerbait. Now, what's unique, before we go to Chris, what's unique about the Mustad arm lock, and what was interesting to me is, right, like I can put any double willow spinnerbait in the box. And, at the end of the day, it's a 3/8 ounce is a 3/8 ounce is a 3/8 ounce. And what's unique about this bait is it's got that arm that kind of holds the other arm in place, so that when you're ripping this thing through the water at a high speed, you tend to get a bend. This is going to stabilize that bend a little bit. And I think what their thought process is it's gonna reduce the what is it, like what's the word I'm looking for? Not the wear. It's just going to reduce it's going to reduce the bait's desire to fall to the side a little bit. It's going to keep it running true. Now, again, that's my opinion. I've only ripped it through the pool. I haven't taken it out on the water. I don't even know that Chris has. We're going to go to him in a minute, but because we do have a caller. So who's our caller? Do we have a call? Let's take it.
Heather.
Who's this?
Heather.
Oh, well, hello, Heather. How are you?
Hello. Long time no talk. How you doing?
Hey, I was having just an average day, but then T-Rex told me I'm the man, and then you called. I mean, Chaplain Cap. I feel pretty good so far. So good. You're not about to ruin my day, are you?
No, not at all.
Okay. You want to talk?
Raphie told me I had to call in, so I'm.
Who did?
Actually, just following directions.
Who did? Raphie?
Raphie.
I didn't hear him say that.
He told me in chat.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that the people that call don't actually really want to call? They're just doing it to make Raphie happy? To make me happy? Or wait, Raphie's working hard to make me happy. Oh, you know what? I love Raphie. I love him. All right, so do you want to talk about this bait? Let's talk about a double willow spinnerbait.
Wait, hold on, Rick.
Okay.
Heather, it's Raphie. Hi.
What?
Yeah, I want to say
Raphie.
thank you for calling in. And Rick, you're right. Or Heather's right. I did ask her to call in because she had so many like really emotional and well thought out points about what would happen if you sold Monster Bass. And I felt like it was worthwhile for Heather to call in and actually like share it with you because it made a ton of sense on in the chat, and it changed the way that I think about things for sure.
Okay.
Well, and yeah, when I saw the title of the live, I got very emotional because here I am, I don't have, a lot of means at my disposal, but through, good people, great friends and family, I have a subscription to Monster Bass again. And I look at all of the other companies that, sell you a box of baits, but not one of them will send me what I need to fish in my waters in my state. Nobody except Monster Bass.
Wow.
And not only that, but having the resources that you put out to teach me how to fish better in baits that I have no confidence in really makes a big difference to me. And there was a guy earlier in the chat, last name is Garcia, who said he's doing basically the same thing I did back in the day in order to, really learn how to fish with lures instead of just live bait.
Yeah.
And that's huge for me. And the thought of you selling it it broke my heart a little bit. Now, letting you explain what you're actually thinking and doing, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, taking investors, especially from, you know, the groups that we have, you know, the people that we have in this chat week in and week out.
Yeah.
And the people who may not see your lives, may not be in this chat, but never fail to get their Monster Bass subscription because of what you do. If it was anybody else, Rick, I don't know that I would be able to support it going forward. So bringing in smaller investors to own a piece of the company, that makes sense to me. That being said, that arm lock spinnerbait looks great. I caught my first spinnerbait fish on the Castaic that you sent out a couple months ago.
Okay. Amazing.
And so I'm really, and I've got a couple of other spinnerbaits that you sent that I'm now going to go out there and fish because I'm gaining confidence in a bait that I never would have tried.
Nice. Nice. And I have another one coming for you in the fall. We're going to make a single Colorado, little bigger blade. So it'll be probably a half ounce spinnerbait with a number 6 Colorado blade single for the fall. That I think will be the timeline will be perfect for that. So it'll give you another spinnerbait in your arsenal and a little different bit of a presentation that you can fish.
Yeah, that's something that I would take to bigger water than what I fish on the regular. Sure. So yeah, that'd be great.
Amazing. So, well, listen, I appreciate you so much.
All that exposition for all that exposition is to say, I love you, Rick.
Thank you.
And I love Monster Bass.
Oh, thank you. I love you too. And I appreciate that, you know, your initial thought was like, oh no. And but I'm here to let you know that that's not what we're doing. We're just looking for a little bit of help because I spent all my money. I spent all the money that I had to buy Grande bass, and now I need a little bit more so I can we can do something a little bit, you know, grow Monster Bass, and so that's what we're trying to do. So, and hopefully we're all along for the ride. So, thank you.
Hey, I'm all for it, and I will do what I can. It may not be much, but I will do what I can, sir.
Whether you give $1 or you don't give anything at all, I still love you.
Thank you.
All right. You have a great night.
Love you guys too. Take care.
All right. Thank you. All right. I want to quickly go to Chris because I do want to ask him how he'd fish this bait. Because I know he's got a favorite brand. I know for a fact he loves throwing spinner baits from Molix. And I know this is from Mustad, and it's a little bit different. But I know he knows how to fish spinner bait. So let's ask him, how's he throwing one of these, this double willow spinner bait?
Double willow, big, huge fan. I actually want to try it because I think one thing with that arm brace, that arm lock that they're calling it, I love to pulse a spinner bait and actually get it to flex. That arm lock, though, will definitely guarantee the opening so you have a good bite opening, if that makes sense. So that other willow, if you get a double willow sometimes and if the arm lock isn't there and the gauge is a little bit light on the wire, those willow blades can clamp down and get in the way. It collapses, and it's fine because it normally will pulse. Trailer hooks are really important, but I'm a fan of actually fishing a spinnerbait right out of the box and seeing how it goes. You mentioned I had that issue. I took a different brand out the other day, and I was trying to fish it, and a fish hit it, caught a fish, and immediately it bent, and I could not correct it to not spin and spiral and come back in. So a one-fish spinnerbait, not a fan of that. So that was not a Molix. I know you know I'm a fan of the Molix.
Yep.
My bougie Italian brand. They do some great spinnerbaits. They got a short arm that my guy Kennelly developed that it kind of drives a bigger bite. But right now is perfect. I mean, the Delta having the wind like this, if you get a windy day, one thing to think of, wind creates current. And that current is what's moving the small fish. Those small fish are moving with the current. So spinnerbait, maybe counterintuitive, but cast into the wind and retrieve it with the wind. Same thing can be said about the sun. So if you can throw into the sun, into the wind, pulling that bait back with the current, super important. That arm lock on it, though, could do some really cool stuff if you have structure. It may be able to deflect off some structure and be able to fish it through some things like that. So I'm excited to see. And then tell everyone, I mention it a lot in the wintertime, don't sleep on throwing a spinnerbait this deep. Throw that thing and let it get towards the bottom. And it's like an Alabama rig, A-rig, umbrella rig. It's like half of it. But spinnerbaits can drive a big bite. So I'm excited to see that thing in the box this month, and I'll get it on the water and let you know for sure.
Amazing. So how's the bite right now?
We hit that bite window. Like I said, when we first got in here, the tide's dropping. We still got plenty of water movement. As you can tell, plenty of wind. We had some grass for a minute punching. So we go from punching to flipping the bait. We're going back to the chatterbait. We got this bladed jig, and we moved over to a completely different wall. So California levee system, you think you got about 2,000 miles of shoreline to choose from, and it all looks exactly like, you look at this. You got shadow lines, you got overhangs, you got riprap. Bass should be there, and that's what 2,000 miles of this place looks like. So it's kind of bass candy, but it can be super frustrating because you just think everywhere you're going to cast, you're going to catch a monster. And you can, and that's the one beauty of fishing here, but you got to put in your time. So we're still with our 3 fish, lots of time on the clock, and I mean, there's no quit. I don't know, John, I'm going to spin the camera. You see my partner up there. That dude, he puts in more time. There's not a second that he doesn't have a bait in the water. And so we're doing our work, and we'll see what we come up with. But he's got a new Barbie bait, so I can show that sometime on the show. He's finding some really good luck, and a lot of people are fishing this Barbie, and it's bubblegum pink, and it's one of those things. You and I talk about color a lot. Being that red falls out on the spectrum first in the water, the pink may actually look more white underwater the second it hits in the water. So I've not been able to ask a fish, but you know, they respond pretty well that they do like the Barbie. That's all we know. So he's throwing the Barbie, and he's been changing colors. I mean, that's black and blue, red and blue, back to the Barbie. I'm going white, and that's just the name of the game to see if we can find a pattern on the color. But no, it's been a good day so far. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen.
I got feelings on that first bait. I'm excited to see that one you're talking about. It's kind of like an oversized spy bait, but a topwater spy.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting the way it has it's almost like a non-lipped crankbait. So I can't wait to throw that thing. I'm going to throw that, buzz it through some spots, and like they're saying, over the top of a bed, you've got that thing spinning, just making some fish mad. So that could be a really great bait as well.
Love it. All right, well, listen, we're gonna let you get back to the tournament. Hopefully, you're gonna catch some more fish, and hopefully, you guys get into the money. And thanks for the spinnerbait tips. We're gonna go to our next call.
Right, for sure.
All right, thanks. All right, Rick. Yeah,
we're gonna jump the line a little bit, and I might be getting trolled here, right?
Okay,
but you and I, we started out, it was a friendship first, and then it turned into a professional relationship, but our friendship has continued. You know a lot about me, and you know a lot about my life. And you know that one of my kids, my daughter, struggles with social anxiety. Well, in the chat, somebody was saying that they wanted to call in, but that their social anxiety was in the way.
Okay.
And I just wanted to make sure that we bumped this person to the front of the line. I don't know what their name is, but I know that their handle is Bass Face Fishing, and they have a question for you, and I don't know what it is, but I just wanted to make sure that they had their time before they backed out.
I love this. Let's go. Hello?
You're on the air.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing, Rick?
Good. Who's this?
This is Ron with Bass Face Fishing.
Ron, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for calling in. Is this your first time watching the show?
Yeah. No, not at all.
Okay.
I wanted to maybe you could teach me a little more on the spinnerbait. That's one thing that I've never caught a fish on.
Okay. what kind of spinnerbait are we talking about?
Let's talk about the one in the box.
Which one? There's two.
The arm lock there.
Okay. Let's I'll tell you what. We were just talking about it with Chris. Let's bring Chris back on. He loves his spinnerbaits, and he's going to give you better tips than I'm going to give you right now because he's actually fishing, and I'm sitting here behind the desk. So why don't we
Sweet.
why don't we swap the image out and let's bring Chris back in. Not Raphie, Chris.
I see Raphie.
We're just
right,
giving
hey,
you a
so
hard
we're
time,
talking-
Fixie.
No worries. So,
Hello?
I'll tell you, I heard it. So, spinnerbait, you're asking about a spinnerbait. This would be a pretty good opportunity to fish a spinnerbait, but bladed jig has a great way to lift with that blade, and I'll just show you. You're looking for a reaction bite, so that's kind of hard to see, but this thing's got a monster blade on the front of it. The way that blade works is it lifts it up and gets you over the grass. Spinnerbaits actually do pretty good ripping through the grass, but spinnerbait doesn't necessarily need to have the grass that a bladed jig needs to have. So spinnerbait, think of like an open point. Think of spots where the fish are being moved by current. You really want to fish a spinnerbait. Wind is your friend. So if you're out on a calm day, there's no water movement, spinnerbait's probably not the best go-to bait. But if you've got wind, water's moving, you can go up shallow, you can fish them down deep. All I'll tell you is a spinnerbait, cast it as far away from the boat as you can, or if you're on the shore, cast it out in the water. Try to fish it with the current, and you're thinking about these small fish. If you think of the blades as an individual fish, you've got two fish up top, and it's kind of like a little school, and then you got the skirt, and it's pulsing. So you're basically fishing with three fish swimming as a little school. And I like to actually move my spinner. A lot of guys will just cast it and retrieve it. Completely fine. I cast, I lift my rod, I twitch my rod, I reel fast, I reel slow, and I'm constantly giving those fish something to look at. And I move it. So don't be afraid. I do the same thing with my chatterbait right now. I'm throwing this out there, and I'll give it a couple cranks, I'll lift it, I'll spin it, and I try to do different things to really, the bass will see it, and then give them a reason to think like, oh, maybe those fish are wounded. They're a little easier for me to eat, and then that's that instinct bite. They have to go and eat that bait. So hopefully that'll give you a little bit different stuff to do with the spinnerbait. But spinnerbait's a great bait. Just make sure that you got some wind out on the water before you throw it, or else you may get frustrated.
Cool.
Yeah, that helped. So
All right, I lost.
what's your normal
Hello?
go-to
Are you there?
bait?
Yeah, Ron.
Hello?
Yeah, Ron, can you hear us?
Ron must be fishing a tournament. He's gone.
Oh
I
no.
wanted to ask Ron what his normal bait was, but I know this is his first time call, so I don't know if we can get him back, but it'd be fun to see what he's normally having success with.
We're not going to get him back, but we are going to get Caro back.
Okay.
Arrow.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
How you doing?
I just wanted to make sure I'm good. How are you this evening?
Yeah, I'm doing great, thanks. I mean, some of my favorite people are calling.
So, well, I had to make sure that somebody was part of your top 6 that you asked for. So you asked, I called. Why not?
I appreciate that. Let's put up a bait and see what your thoughts are.
Okay, well, let me go back to my iPad.
That's a double Colorado spinnerbait.
Yes, and I fished one today and didn't catch anything on it.
Now, did you use a trailer?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, I don't use it. I don't normally use trailers.
When do you like to throw Colorado? When do you like to throw Colorado spinnerbaits?
When it is cloudy and there's lots of ick in the water, because it makes a bigger thump, and I think it flashes more.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean anything because obviously I didn't catch anything. So.
Well, some days are like that. On the retrieve, are you burning it through the water? Or are you slow? Are you a little slower pace?
Slow pause and then yank it.
Interesting. Okay.
Rip it through.
Yeah.
And then I'll try something else, and then I'll try something else. But that's normal for me. I usually did just slow roll it.
Okay.
Let it sink some, then rip it.
All right. Let's go to Chris and let's ask him how he would fish a double Colorado spinnerbait.
Okay.
So Colorado, like she's nailed it. I think we got our fishing expert. We're set.
Mm-hmm.
Heavier noise. You think of that Colorado, they're spinning, they have more water resistance. And that's thinking, really thinking of hydrodynamics. The willow blades, there's not a lot of resistance. They move through the water quicker. You have more resistance pulling back against you with those double Colorado. So it actually moves through the water louder and slower. It helps you sometimes suspend it, especially depending on the weight. So she nailed it. You got water that's maybe a little dirtier, fishing at night, evening time, early morning, bad light, shadow lines. The Colorado's great. So she's on. She knows exactly what's going on. I'll tell you, it's interesting because I get to fish a lot of clear water. Changing up every once in a while and add a trailer, add a hook. Fish will swim right behind spinnerbaits all the time because it's a pretty uniform swim, and they'll start to school. And that's part of a fish is they just know in their brain, like, oh, they got 3 fish in front of me. I'm going to go swim right behind them. And if there's something flashing or moving or something, that's why that trailer sometimes entices a bite. Don't be shy and just maybe give it a couple throws with something different on the back end. But that's all I can give you. You already knew the answer. Just move it around some, but you definitely fish love spinnerbaits. They're a good standby.
Well,
Last thing, one more
several
tip.
years now, listening to a whole bunch of people that know what they're talking about. So I try to pick it.
You nailed it. And one last little tip is if you're fishing a spinnerbait, don't be afraid. A lot of times you'll notice it if you're fishing in a boat or something. You'll be fishing a spinnerbait all the way back to you, and you'll get a bite right as it's about to come up to the boat. What's happened is that fish is just following it again like a school, and then as it vertically comes up, it's like, oh my gosh, that's getting away. You can duplicate that. You don't have to wait till it gets to the boat. You can put your rod down by the water, crank, reel on it for a while, and then just lift your rod up. And so that's another way to get it to change. It's basically it's line coming back towards you. You can get it to raise up and maybe entice some of those baits out further away from you. So that's just a little tip is to rate. Yeah, just pop your rod up in the air when you're spinning, bringing a spinnerbait back. Let us know how it goes.
Okay, cool.
Thanks, Carol.
Okay. Thank y'all.
All right.
And we love you guys.
Love you too.
You got people just calling in telling you how much they love you. That's incredible.
I know. I might not need this therapy thing anymore.
You get your money back. That's pretty good.
Either that or it's all working,
Yeah, I was going to say, you're sending it out in the universe. You got the love coming back. I think that's
I do.
Maybe the therapy's paid off. So I guess
that's
another way to look at it.
Yeah. Although I'm probably going to get some phone calls because if my mom's watching, she's going to be like, wait a minute, you have a therapist? But then again, who am I kidding? My mom's not watching this
Your
shit.
mom knows. Your mom's not watching, but your mom knows you have a therapist. So it's okay. I'd say your mom has a therapist because of you, I'm sure. So that's fine.
No, my mom's she's too old. She's set in her ways. There's no therapy for her. Let's do. Who's on the line? We got one call. Let's make this our last call. And Raphie, you pick the bait first. Okay. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Who's this?
Wolf. I've called in before, so I just wanted to call in again to help contribute to you guys and show a little love and support.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. So,
yes, sir. I'm watching on one phone and talking on another, so I'm waiting for the bait to pop up on my other phone so I can see it.
Okay, so Raphie put up the Grande Bass Airtail Wiggler in there.
Oh, I'm so excited for this one.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm ready. So I do a lot of chatterbait fishing.
Yeah.
So go ahead with your question, man.
How would you fish this bait?
Man, instinctively chatterbait. Put it on either a jackhammer or the elite chatterbait. And I like fishing dirty water, nice stained water. Sometimes I fish at night. That's when I caught that 6-3 I called in 2 weeks ago, talked about. I was at night fishing, and I would definitely put it on something like that. And then with that rattle in the tail, dude, I think it's going to go crazy, man. You got the blade chattering, and then you got the tail rattling.
I never actually thought about
I think
having a rattle in the bait as the trailer, as it's a trailer for a chatterbait. The chatter rattle. We're gonna have to coin that.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's.
Dude, I'm telling you, it might be something nice.
It might be. Let's go to Chris, who's on the water, who I think actually is throwing this thing on a chatterbait. I could be wrong, but who knows?
So right here. So don't call it the chatter rattle. You're gonna get shot by Z-Man. We all know that since we were hanging out with them a while ago. But you can call it the bladed rattle. So you can't say the word chatter, I don't think, in this world anymore. They bought that. But you nailed it by having that BB area in the back. So John and I were messing with that today. That is so loud. And having those inserts, you think of like a crankbait. It's plain and simple. You think of a jerkbait. They all have BBs in them. They all have rattles. Why wouldn't you want a rattle in the back end of your chatterbait? And so having that thing rattling around, sometimes, of course, having something a little bit quieter, stealthier, that's not the bite you're looking for normally with a bladed jig. You're going after a really aggressive fish. You're going after something that wants something moving, displacing some water. So having that BB area in the back end, just flicking at the fish's face, get that bait, put a BB bat, a little rattler in there, and the rattle chatter. I don't know. You got to figure out what we can do on the name, because I think that is kind of groundbreaking to have that thing rattling on the back end back there.
Right?
I'm sold. Yeah, I do. You crush it. I got those things the other day. Immediately went out to the lake, put them on the back end of a bladed jig, and was crushing it and having a blast. And so I get those things. I want to hear. Call in after you get them and let us know, because those things you're gonna find some good fish.
Okay, yeah, I'm still waiting on my package. It should be here this week. The other thing I wanted to comment on was your comment to the previous caller about the schooling action. So I recently got a rig or umbrella rig. I'm new to it. I really like the idea. I live in Georgia, so and I realized that as I was casting, I do a lot of bank fishing, that the fish were schooling behind it, and I was like, dude, they're not biting, they're schooling. Like, it's not what I'm looking for.
So no, here's the deal. I'll tell you, on those, fan out those umbrellas, pull them sideways so they're almost straight out, and then give it a pulse. And that actually makes all of those umbrellas pulse. And then that middle one, the big key with an umbrella rig is you got to have the bait in the middle be different. And whether it's a little different size, or you dip the end on chartreuse or change the color, they're schooling, and then they see that one in the middle, and they're like, hey, that one doesn't belong. I'm going to go eat that one. And so that's the idea, is to have that center, giving them a target. Give them a target to go and eat. John's hooked up with one.
Amazing.
So we got another one coming to the boat. We
go
got
full
another.
screen,
So we got.
Fixie.
That's all right. It's all right.
Okay.
It was small. He dipped it off. It was no big deal.
Okay.
No, but we're hunting them, and you're
worries.
right on with that umbrella rig. So, I mean, that's the whole key out here, is
man,
changing up the bait, changing the presentation. Doesn't matter what bait it is. You got to give the fish a reason to eat it, and that airtail rattler, that's all the reason you need. And I think the fun part will be for me is I want to see how much that adds to the float. And so you add that glass bead in the back end. That should kind of keep that tail up there a little bit extra with that extra buoyancy in it. So I think it's going to make some fun times out on the water for sure.
Right. It might even be good with a drop shot too. You know, being like you said, with a little extra added buoyancy. You know, having the drop shot weight below, and then having the worm in the middle. It should add a little extra buoyancy. It should be fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna Neko rig those things, because you put a nail weight in the front and that BB in the back end. You put an O-ring around the middle, right by one of the ribs, and then just throw it out there and bounce it. I can't wait. I haven't fished that yet, because hey, Raphie, by the way, I'm running out of these things because they're catching so many fish. But yeah, they're a great bait. So keep us posted on what you do with those things.
Love it.
Yes, sir.
Well,
one more thing for you, Mr. Rick.
Yes, sir.
I was listening earlier about the selling the company. I never ever want you guys to give more than like 51% away. I really appreciate the fact that you guys are really homely. It's like talking to a celebrity, but you're very humble about it. And I want you guys to really keep it and continue to grow the brand, because I'm all for it. I'm 100% behind you guys. I plan to invest into you guys pretty soon. But, I want you guys to keep trying to excel. I'm a small business owner myself, And so I really want you guys to stick with it, man. Stick with it.
Thank you. What kind of business do you have?
I got a junk removal business here in Griffin,
Nice.
in Georgia. So we do junk removal, transportation, stuff like that.
Amazing. You want to give a plug?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, Wolf's Quality Transports. You can find our website at wqtransports.com. Again, wqtransports with an S.com. And we've got an 800 number on there. You can give us a call, and any junk removal in pretty much the metro area of Atlanta will take care of.
What's the 800 number?
833-759-4285. Again, 833-759-4285.
Amazing. Thank you so much for calling in and for all your kind words. And if you're in the metropolitan or in the surroundings of Atlanta and you need some stuff moved, make sure you give Wolf a call. The 800 number is right there. So it's amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Raphie, Rick, and Chris. I appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you too.
Take care.
All right. I love that. Let's bring Chris back on. I want to say bye to him before we end this show, and if we can do that, that'd be great. So, well, Chris, thanks for taking time out of Windy Wednesday to be on the show. And
super fun. I'm gonna tell you, being out here, being a part of the show, listening to the feedback, having people tell you they love you. I mean, even just that interaction right there, having a guy call in A-Town, and I was thinking, it's like, oh man, you got to connect him with Josh. He's out there cutting grass. I'm sure he sees people with junk. You've always impressed me with your desire to help other people, and that's a really cool thing. And having this opportunity to join in with Monster Bass and having Raphie come in and running Grande Bass brand, it's a blast. And I mean, fishing in a tournament and hanging out and having the good vibes of the Monster Bass family, it's been really cool. So we appreciate it, and we'll see if the good luck continues. We got a few more hours. We're going to find some big fish, and we'll post about it and let you know, give you an update next week.
Love it. Thank you so much. We appreciate you too, and I hope you guys do really well.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Okay. Be safe. All right. So that was great. Never did that before. Talk to someone while they're fishing the tournament, giving out fishing tips. That's pretty dope. I love that. All right, we didn't make it through this month's box. We don't have any more calls, right, Fixie? All right, we didn't make it through the whole box, but we got a chance to go through a few of them. I'm getting lit up on the text messages. Let's see. Oh, I just got a text from Cupcake Coley. She told me not to do that to her heart. She thought I was selling the company. Don't worry, Cupcake, I got you. And I know I saw Cotton on the line. We didn't get a chance to talk to him. I don't know who else we didn't get a chance to talk to, but I do apologize. And I want to say thank you guys for such a great show. Like, we're going to keep y'all in tune with what's going on. Head over to the website, monsterbass.com/invest. Just put your name in the stuff. It doesn't mean you're investing. It doesn't mean anything other than the fact that you're going to be the first to know when we have something definitive to tell you. And then you can go from there and you can make your own decisions. I'd love to tell you that I have a plan for next week's show, and I don't. I really don't. I got a plan for May. I can tell you every show in May. I can tell you every article. I can tell you everything that we're going to send to you guys, because I decided to do it on my own. Now, I don't know if I did a good idea, if this was a good idea or not, but the only thing that's going to screw it up is the delivery from the brands and whether or not they get the brands, they get their baits to me in time. If not, we'll go to plan B and we'll mix it up. We'll roll with the punches. It'll be fine. All right, so Fixie, thank you. Raphie, thank you. Abe, get over here. Hurry up. I got a show. You got to help me say bye to everybody. All right, sit down. Hurry up. Sit on your dad's lap.
Wait, I'm still confused about that.
That I'm your father?
Yes.
I know we don't exactly look alike. I mean, you have more hair than me, but yeah. All right. So thank everyone. Look into the camera right there, and thank everyone for coming. Don't look at the TV. Look right there, and say thanks a lot for coming to Monster Bass Live. We'll see you next week.
Thanks a lot for coming to Monster Bass Live. We'll see you next week.
There you go. That's all I had to do. Okay, and then before we go, Raphie, who won the chat? All right, you get back here. I'm just kidding.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Hi, Chris.
The same person that won the chat was the person who just called in to plug their haul-away service in the greater Atlanta area, and it was Lone Wolf, and his comment was on point. We actually don't have a good following here. With all the sub boxes sold every month, why aren't they here?
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. So, Lone Wolf, you know what? I'm not going to give you the fake email. Just email me at Raphie, Raphie, at outdoorplayground.com, and I got you. And Rick?
Yes, sir.
If I could take this moment to just plug, because most of our watchers have dropped off, so I want to talk to the real followers here. I need your help getting Grande Bass into stores across the country. And I need warm introductions. Anytime that I could send product out to somebody, they're like, oh, this stuff is absolutely amazing. But they get inundated with so many calls that it's tough to get that warm intro. If you have a favorite bait shop, if you have a friendly face, please introduce me. Again, Raphie at outdoorplayground.com, or give me a call however you want. And if I end up getting product into one of the stores that you introduce me to, we will send you via PayPal a $100 finder's fee for every store that you introduce us to that places an order.
I love that.
Thank you, Jeremy. I know you're working on it. That's all I got.
I mean, that's pretty good. I mean...
Oh, also a message to Abe. Abe.
Yes.
I am your father.
I knew it.
Okay, he knew it all along. Yeah.
I just don't.
Hey, come over here.
We might look alike.
I'm your father. Come over here.
You know what, Rick? Let's just go biblical and cut Abe in half.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we could do that.
How about you rock, paper, scissors?
All right, we're going to rock, paper, scissors
No.
for the ownership of Abe. Ready?
No.
Ready?
Yeah. Fix, end the show. Fix, end the show. Yeah. I am not going to Rochambeau for Abe.
All right, forget that.
Why don't you just decide, Abe?
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Enough of the hijinks. We're going to go get tacos. Thank you, guys. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Sweep the leg. Yes.